So interesting. How did your brisket turn out?
We can get into that.
Okay.
I'll write that down.
My butt turned out awesome. Found the secret.
Yeah, I guess so.
What the, it's like that Bush peach. It does all taste like wine coolers.
Yeah, but I'd be afraid I'd pound them more than I would like. Kool-Aid.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Pay attention. Listen to me.
You ready? Duh. 1:46.
Start time.
Here we go.
Captain's log.
Are you just trying to navigate adulthood in a world that still expects you to have it all figured out? Welcome to This Is 50 with your hosts, Travis Holmes and Shayne McManus.
Travis!
Shayne!
Bizarro world.
Shayne!
Travis.
I always go first, you go second.
I know. It's the law of the land.
Right. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Good. Did you survive
No, just good.
Well,
Oh, you're great.
I'm better. Let's do it that way. I'm better now.
Okay, so that means at some point you were not better.
Oh yeah. I'm just I know before the program, and for you guys out there, we have a YouTube video for every show we do. We were discussing a bunch of stuff. This is the first beer I've had in 7 days.
Is that by design, or you just been too lazy to go to the store?
Well, Shayne, after last week's show, we wrapped up the show. Successful show, lots of downloads, a lot of interaction and stuff on our Facebook page, a lot of pictures up there, all that stuff. And I wrapped up editing the show and the video and all that stuff for YouTube and posted everything and went downstairs. And it was a Friday, and I think it was about 6 o'clock I was done. And my wife is wrapping up her job, wrapping up work for the day. And I'm in there, making me something to eat. I don't know what she's going to make, but this is what I'm making. I'm making a hamburger helper. For whatever reason, I got ghetto and I wanted to make hamburger helper. So I'm sitting there grinding, doing the meat and stuff and sitting in the kitchen. And I was talking last week about my legs feel like stress fractures. And I was like, You ever had them before? I said, my legs feel all achy and stuff. I don't know what's wrong. I think I overdid it. As she comes in the kitchen, she's like, okay, I'm done for the day. What are we doing tonight? You want to play cards? You want to sit on the porch? What do you want to do? You want to listen to, a podcast? What do you want to do? And as I'm cooking the meat and I looked at her and I go, my face went flush and I go, I really don't feel like eating anything.
Uh-oh.
She's like, well, that's fine. What do you want to do? I said, I need to lay down. She's like, what's wrong? I go, I don't know. I just feel like nauseous and my appetite's gone and I don't feel well. She's like, okay, we'll sit down for a minute. Just relax. You've been, working your ass off. You're out in the heat, the couple days before, putting up the fence and out in 98-degree heat. And I told you, my body stopped sweating and I had to come inside and relax and, ingest water and all that stuff. And then, right back to it the next day and then coming up here to do the show and, remodeling the studio. By the way, the studio looks good so far. It's not done. Have you looked at it, Shayne? Have you looked behind me?
I see it. It's very darkish.
Yeah.
Like deep space.
It's kind of like deep space, but there's a lot more work that needs to be done. And in the middle of, doing demolition here and doing all the stuff, I wore myself out. And so I'm sitting on the, we have a small, king size leather chair next to the bed. That's my chair that I sit in, get dressed, big leather chair. I sit in that and I'm sitting there and she's like, all right, let's take your temperature. So I took my temperature, 102.
Oh.
102.9 I had. So.
Little infection.
Something. Literally like right after I got done, I hit send, upload, render on the computer here. I hit all that stuff. And I go downstairs and start cooking something to eat because I was like, well, I need to make something. I'm kind of weak. I need to eat something. I didn't even get 30 minutes on the stove, and I was like, oh, man, I feel bad. I feel cold, chills. They're multiplying, and 102.9 degree temperature.
Do you have the COVID?
Well, that's the first thing she said. She's like, you've gotten COVID. I said, babe, I have no other side effects than the temperature. I said, let's find the acetaminophen, and, that's the... the beer drinker's worst enemy is that acetaminophen. And of course I had maybe 9, 10, 12 beers during the show and editing and stuff and all together. So I'm like, all right, let's take 2 of them, see what happens. Good luck. Fingers crossed. I wake up in the morning. And so I took 2, and she's like, you don't mind if I sleep in the other room, do you? I mean, I'm like, babe, it's not COVID. I don't have the sniffles. I don't have this. I don't have that. All I have is a temperature, and I keep shitting my brains out. That's the only thing. It's like liquid, liquid gold coming out of my butt. That's it. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. So... I later, took the acetaminophen, and she's like going, okay, I'm going to check on you in a couple hours and make sure you're okay.
From a distance, I'm going to poke my head in the room and throw something at you.
Shayne, when's the last time you had a fever?
It's been when I had COVID about a year ago.
Yeah, but when you had a fever, was it like, some people get a fever like it's 99 or 100. I'm talking a fever that makes you fucking like, peppermint and innocent and sin, and you feel like you're on this, Alice in Wonderland type trip. That type of fever.
That happened to me. I can't remember how long ago it was, but I was probably 30, early 30s. I got the stomach flu, and that is, and I've told this story to everybody. That's the sickest I've ever been in my entire life. Just coming out of all orifices. And my temperature got up to 105. I didn't tell anybody.
Well, that's good. Yeah, keep it to yourself.
Yeah, I should have, in telling the story, everybody's like, well, you should have went to the ER, but I just laid there. I got up out of the bed. I went into the living room, and I just laid there. I was hallucinating. It was bad. All I could do was just go,
shortness of breath, right?
Yeah. So, and a lot of, the nurses are like, you were close to checking out if that was going on.
Well, yeah, 105 degrees, something's cooked in your body. Something outside of, whatever you got going on as far as infection, something else.
Maybe that's what's wrong with me.
Sorry,
yeah. We figured it out.
Right. So
we figured it out.
That's exactly what's wrong with you.
We figured it out.
I got a bug floating around in my hair here.
There you go.
Sorry, I was mowing the lawn earlier. That's why I'm dressed this way. Yep.
Well, I was a little scared there for a minute. I was like, okay, he hasn't had anything to drink in 7 days. Is he trying to get on the wagon? But obviously, no. There was some intestinal issues that were key. You probably didn't eat or drink anything, did you?
Well, I always have breakfast. I have a sensible breakfast, and then that's about it. And then that's why I had to rush downstairs. I'm like, oh, I need to eat something. I'm really weak. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, and then in the middle of doing that, but here's the thing. So I was, liquid out my butt like every 20 minutes. No vomit. I had 102.9 at the peak was my fever. And so, Amy goes, stay in bed, take your medicine. I'll check on you in a couple hours. And then she never came in. So I'm laying there. Someone please check on me. Make sure I'm alive. I'm sweating. I'm hot. I'm cold. I'm hot. I'm cold. And my brain was, for whatever reason, doing the hallucinogen. I was freaking out.
You were seeing shit.
I was seeing shit. And my brain, because, the PlayStation games and stuff that I play, my brain was trying to put the pillows on the bed in a puzzle, and I had to put the pillows on the bed in a certain puzzle in order for me to go to sleep. So, and I was like, oh, this pillow doesn't fit here. I have to put my leg on this side and flip it around and, Finally woke up in the morning. Still had a fever, not as much though. It was 101, or 100 and like 100.9 or 101, floated around there. And Amy comes in at like 8 o'clock in the morning. She's like going, well, how you doing? I'm like going, you were supposed to be here at 1 o'clock in the morning when I was supposed to take my pill. And she's like going, I fell asleep. I'm like, great. I could have been sticking to
your own.
Yeah, I could have been, dissolving here in the bed with my dead body corpse.
Well, did you ever figure out what it was?
Well,
Food poisoning?
Well, when we come back, I'm going to give you the symptoms that I have or that I had and what I read on the internet. Do you have access to a computer and the internet? I'm going to tell you the symptoms that I have. I want you to punch them in and see what the internet tells you. All right?
Yeah, I think I can handle that.
All right. Stick around. We'll be right back.
If you're lucky, you have a tapeworm.
I don't think it's a tapeworm.
Well, if you got a tapeworm, then you're going to lose weight.
It's probably from the hamburger helper.
You know what?
What?
I think I might know where you're going with this.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a similar story.
Okay.
Same thing that happened to me.
Let's see how it plays out.
All right. Suspense. It's killing me. Don't do it if you don't have sinus problems.
All right. I won't. Hold on. Let me get my list of Shayne stuff that I'm not allowed to do. Menthol things. Can I stick a menthol cigarette up there? Is that the same effect or no?
You sure can. Don't light it.
Unfiltered menthol cigarette. Got it.
Just right up the keister.
You ready?
Yep.
So Shayne, you were having you had a birthday party for your son last week for Labor Day weekend, by the way.
Yeah.
Just get on your topic a little bit.
Yeah, he was born on Labor Day. Isn't that irony? Would that be considered irony or just coincidence?
A little bit ironic.
Okay, Lannis. Yeah, he showed up for like 15 minutes, got his stuff and out the door.
Why just 15 minutes?
Because he does that. That's just how, that's how kids are.
Was he going to a job?
No, I don't know where he was going. There's always something better to do than to hang out with mom and dad.
29 years old.
29 years old.
And you had the whole entire McManus family over there that came from Utah and Cincinnati and all that. And they were hanging out with you to see your son's birthday. And then he shows up for 15 minutes and hauls ass. Didn't he see the spread? Didn't he see the chalupas that were all wrapped up and laid out, expressively on the kitchen island table?
Well, maybe the spread ended up being like McDonald's.
Oh, God. Him and Trump.
Yeah. My wife had stopped, so we were going to eat later in the day, and we had to get out and pick up a couple of things, but she had wanted to like stop and get some McDonald's, just kind of hold everybody over until we ate, which I'm one of those people. I'm like, I'm not eating. If I know we got a big dinner plan, I'm not eating anything until that time comes. So she just picked that. I think McDonald's has like a little family deal where you get some nuggets and a couple of Big Macs and fries and just nasty shit. I don't like it. So I think he filled up on that. So he was just kind of in and out. That's just the way he is.
Okay.
He's just not one of these people that's, sticks around and, okay, we're throwing a party for you. All right, well, I'll give you 15 minutes of my time. Or if I'm there, if something better pops up, I'll be out the door. So it was just kind of back and forth. I think he stayed long enough to fulfill his obligation, but.
All right, well, I'm leaving. Dad. See you later.
Yeah. Well, we'd set up, we got the setup out there to watch football. So we were trying to watch football and he just.
But you were making a Boston butt. How'd that turn out?
Well, I did that on Monday. Actually on Labor Day.
Oh, okay. So this is
a celebration of Labor Day, whatever day, Monday.
So the butt that you did was not for the kid's birthday.
No,
fuck that.
No, that was for one of ours.
Yeah, I'm not paying $78 for a Boston butt for you to stick around for 15 minutes and stick your fingers in it.
Well, see, that's why. He didn't get any of that. That's why I like a Boston butt. It's cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a big, huge 8-pounder for like $12.
So what you're saying is you got a huge butt?
I had a huge butt, and everybody ate my butt. Everybody put their mouth on my butt.
Sound check.
And
14 minutes into the show, everyone ate my butt.
Everybody chewed on my butt over the week. It was really good. You know what I did with it? I know this is not a food talk channel, but
right.
I tried something different.
What'd you do?
I soaked that thing in milk for like 3 days.
Why would you soak it in milk? That absolutely does not break down any of the tendons or anything.
Does. It did. It tenderized that thing like crazy.
Shut up. You would think some kind of acidic, that's a base.
Milk, buttermilk, even better, but that's got the sour, but it did. I was watching a guy on YouTube. That's what he does with his briskets. So I go, well, why not a butt?
Okay.
So I soaked it for 3 days. They said that's the best one that I've done yet.
Do you do a rub on top of it or no?
Yeah. Yeah. So I put it we've got these big, huge Ziploc bags. So I put it's not a butt. It's a shoulder.
Okay.
But they call it a butt.
Pork shoulder.
Yeah, because Phil was like, that's the first time he's ever had anything that I'd smoked before. And he's like, is this part of the ass?
It is.
No.
See the balloon knot there, stupid?
It's like, no, it's they call it a butt, but it's a shoulder. Anyway. So I've got this maple bacon seasoning.
Mm-hmm.
Put the butt in there in the Ziploc bag, poured milk in there, dumped a bunch of that seasoning in it, shook it around. It looked terrible by the day 3. It was looked like strawberry quick when I poured the milk out.
Oh,
blood.
God almighty.
Oh, but I'm telling you, then you take a paper towel and dry it off and then put your rub on there. It was good.
Was it really?
It was so tender.
I'm gonna have to look that up somewhere.
Juicy. Look it up. I'm telling you. Don't be shy. Try it.
Try some milk on your butt.
Yeah. I covered my butt in milk but try it. You've got to try it. How did your brisket turn out?
Well, let's get back to the situation I was involved in.
Now the puzzle pieces are coming together.
So I woke up the next morning, and I had it still at a temperature of 100, 101 degrees. So I sat in the big TV room there with my 102-inch flat screen TV, my HDR, whatever TV, playing video games. And I'm sitting there, and I did not feel like doing anything, didn't feel like eating anything. I had to drink like Gatorade on top of Gatorade on top of Gatorade, and I'm still shitting my brains out. And I tell you that because I wasn't, excuse me, I wasn't, all right, not to get too gross, but when there's,
I'm going to anyway.
Right. When you look at your poo, you have to gauge what's wrong with your body based on what's coming out of your body, right? So it was dark brown. I mean, dark brown.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that's like either, no. It's either extreme dehydration or
chocolate cupcakes.
I ate something with bad food coloring in it.
No.
And the second one didn't happen. So I'm like, oh God, this is extreme dehydration. So I'm like, chug, Gatorade all day long. Coffee in the morning and, which is a diuretic. And of course that helps. I'm crapping. So I go to bed that night. That's Saturday night. Into Sunday morning, finally my fever broke. Sheets are soaking fucking wet. I mean, just soaking fucking wet. And it's so weird when you're sleeping and your fever breaks, it literally sounds like this. In your head. It makes a slap. When you wake up, you're like going, what was that? Oh, my fever broke. And you're walking around, you're like, God, I feel like $1 million now. You
know what that's called?
What's that?
This is a thing. It's called a thunderclap headache.
Okay.
Yeah. The people, instead of getting a headache, when you got a high fever, a lot of times you get a bad headache. People will get what's called a thunderclap headache. And it's just this loud bang inside your head.
Yeah. And that's exactly what happened. I woke up and it was like 11:30 at night because I went to bed at 7. And I'm, of course, in the bed by myself again. And I'm sitting there and I'm like going, okay, I'm good. Now, we have a big king-size bed, and my side of the bed was completely soaked, so I rolled over twice to lay on her side of the bed now because it's dry. She's not in the bed. It's just me. And I'm laying
down some Visqueen or something to keep it from getting into the mattress itself. I mean,
putting my galoshes on. But
now now there's gonna be this big, huge sweat stain in the middle of your mattress.
Well, and she comes in again at 8:00 in the morning. She's like, "How are you? Hello." And she knocks on the door real gently. Hello, are you okay? Is everything good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. My fever broke. She's like, okay, strip the sheets down. So strip the sheets down and everything. And now it's Sunday. So again, back to my brisket and everything. I had no appetite, no nothing. So I was like, you know what? I got to make this because I bought it on Friday afternoon, and here it is Sunday afternoon. And I said, I got to put this, or Sunday morning, I got to put this brisket on. So did the brisket, did it, my whole heater box thing that I made, put it on the grill, did it for 8 hours. It came out perfect. Did my own special rub and everything on it. Put it on the counter. She made a little sandwich. I had a little strip of that, but I didn't eat because I'm still shitting every 30 minutes. And my shit color would go from chestnut to dark brown, to chestnut to dark brown, to dark brown. Finally, she's like going, you need to take some Imodium.
Wait. Did you have like a color swatch that you were comparing it to? Like,
no, but you got to look at your shit.
Okay.
And she's like, you need some Imodium. Imodium AD or whatever, some diarrhea medicine, because this is now day number 2, and I'm reading everything on the internet. All right, 2 days, 1 to 4 days, 1 to 3 days, worst case scenario, 1 to 4 days. I'm like, okay. And the best way to get rid of it is Imodium AD or some kind of whatever ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Whatever the active ingredient is. So she goes,
come in is an injection form or you snort it?
It's a pill. And the pill's like half the size. You know what a Tic Tac looks like? It's half the size of a Tic Tac. And I'm like, how's this little thing going to take it? Stop shitting. For whatever reason, I just stopped shitting. And I'm like, great. Whew. My butthole needs
but then you get constipated after that.
No, because as soon as it wears off, as soon as I ate something like, a couple pretzels or something like that, I'm like, ooh, it's wearing off because I got to shit now. Here's the thing, Shayne. Where's your internet? Do you have your internet up there in front of you?
I do.
Okay, so type this in. I want to know what I had.
I got the big tower right here in front of me.
Multi-screen here.
Yeah, all right. What do you want me to look up?
Fever. I have a fever. Diarrhea.
Type in it. Fever. Okay.
Fever. Diarrhea.
DIARR.
It doesn't matter. It'll correct spell it.
HEA. Okay. Fever, diarrhea.
And let's see what else happened. And I wasn't peeing.
No pee.
No pee.
Fever, diarrhea, no pee.
Mm-hmm.
In dogs?
No, just in me.
Why does every search that you put in, there's always a in dogs?
People care about the dogs.
Immediately schedule a doctor's visit for an adult with these symptoms: excessive thirst, dry mouth or skin, little to no urination, severe weakness, dizziness, lightheadedness, or dark colored urine, which could indicate dehydration,
Mm-hmm.
severe abdominal or rectal pain.
Well, the rectal pain that I have is because I was shitting every 20 minutes. So my butthole probably looked like Mick Jagger's lips after a while.
Nice. Bloody or black stools.
Nope. It was never black.
A fever of more than 102.
Only for that less than 48 hours.
So I am going to go with vaginal enteritis. No, I'm kidding. You had food poisoning.
Okay.
What did it to you?
I don't know. That's the thing. So we woke up, we're reading.
Wait a minute. That was my first thought, but so that's why I was waiting to hear the brisket story, because apparently this happened. You made the brisket after this started.
Way after. So
it wasn't undercooked or E. coli or something like that.
Think about like an incubation period. So you always think about if you're sick on Friday, what did you have on Wednesday to eat? What did you have on Tuesday to eat? And
so did you trace it back to what it could have possibly been?
Well, the only thing I've been eating was I have a breakfast salad in the morning, some tomatoes, a regular salad, lettuce and stuff, and chickpeas. I have chickpeas. And I had, I put chickpeas out of a can, and I put the chickpeas on my salad, and then I put the rest in the refrigerator. And then I pull the chickpeas back out, add them to my next salad on Thursday, and then add them to my salad again on Friday. Chickpeas do not last long in the refrigerator. I always smell them. They smell good. They go on my salad. So I don't know what happened there. So we threw away all the stuff. We threw that head of lettuce away. We threw all the tomatoes away. Any produce and stuff that I touched or ate during that time, threw it away.
I'm going to tell you what it was.
What's that?
It was that head of lettuce.
Okay. But
I guarantee you it had E. coli all over it. Lettuce is notorious. Like heads of lettuce, even bagged lettuce, that they've cut up for you with the brand name stuff in there, or bag of salad or whatever. They're notorious for E. coli, and that's what it sounds like.
But I didn't have E. coli because
you don't know that. You weren't tested for it.
All right.
You have to be tested for it. They have to stick a swab up your butt and wallow it around.
Past my Mick Jagger lips.
Yeah. I don't know if anything could get past those, but the same thing happened to my wife. We went out of the country. Of course, she was the only one that got sick.
Right.
But that's what it was. It's like this traveler's diarrhea is basically what it is, but it can cause
that's one of the things that I saw was traveler's diarrhea. And I was like, all right, well, and now we're into Sunday going into Monday. And I'm like, all right, I got traveler's diarrhea, Imodium AD.
Yeah, you must have picked that up in downtown Marshall, right?
Right. And when we come back, I dived a little further in actually what happened. And I'll get into that here in just one sec. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Okay.
What do you think, Shayne?
I don't know. I'm puzzling on what this might be. Right. I got an idea.
All right.
It's like my big 64-ounce water jug.
Yeah.
I start working on this in the morning.
Well, good.
As long as I got that thing empty by the end of the day, I've had my daily allotment of water.
You ready? Yeah. That's quite a jug you got there, Shayne.
Well, thanks. I thought we were calling it a Boston butt.
No, I mean your jug of water that you got going on there. Why do you have that now? Is that your new ritual or anything in the morning?
Yeah, it's full of moonshine. No, no, it's 64 ounces. So your daily allotment of water is 64 ounces. If they look like 8-ounce glasses, that's what they recommend. So I'm like, okay, let me get something that I can just fill up. It's one of these little thermal Yeti type things. Stays cold all day long. So I figured if I can just finish this off by the end of the day, then I've got my, daily water allotment.
So my refrigerator's got a pitcher in there. What actually has a infusion cage where when you put the pitcher in the back in the refrigerator, it automatically fills it for you. And whatever you put in there, whether it be apples or cucumbers or lemon or anything like that, it infuses the water in your pitcher there. And that's what I have. I drink I got 22-ounce sippy cups, kind of like what you got there. I drink 3 of those in the morning before I even start my day. Usually I get them done by 11 o'clock. But that's what my refrigerator does.
I just went for the big boy because I'm like, I don't want to, I don't want to fill up a container 2 or 3 times. Just fill it up once.
Well, you got to get a refrigerator that accommodates you for as far as like infusion. You got to get an infusion jug thing. That's awesome.
I don't have that. I mean, we just bought a new refrigerator, but my God, I don't need all of that crazy stuff on it. I mean, the one that I got, I'm super, look, this is how sad life has become.
Oh,
is when you're excited about getting a new refrigerator.
What kind of refrigerator did you get?
It's a Frigidaire. So we've had just the regular old top parts, the freezer.
Freezer on top, refrigerator down below.
Yeah.
Ice maker.
A little 32-inch wide. It's just, so we got more people in the house now, and the refrigerator just looks like there's just not enough room in there. We've had this refrigerator for 16 years.
Since you bought the house. Probably came with the house.
Yeah, it did. And it's still running. It's still a good refrigerator, that
is now your beer refrigerator in the garage. Is it not now?
That's a good point. They got the wheels spinning now. See, I've got this refrigerator up here, so I stocked that thing full.
That's fine.
I'm going to donate it. I'm going to donate it to
No, fuck that.
Yeah, I got a freezer. I've already got a standalone freezer down there.
You got to put a refrigerator down there for when you have like a family and guests and stuff come over. And plus, you can put all your drinks in there. You can buy cases and cases of soda if you drink soda or whatever, and put it down in the refrigerator down in the garage if you ever need a soda or something like that, or if you get too many Boston Butts and you got a place to put them.
It's already been given away.
Oh, fuck.
It's already been designated to somebody else.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, look, I'm so excited because it's got a water dispenser in it with a water filter.
Woo!
And then I can pick between cubed and crushed ice.
Is the crushed ice the Kelly Pickler crushed ice, or is it the regular crushed ice?
I would prefer, I like shaved ice.
Uh-huh.
Does that make sense? I don't know. You know the little teeny tiny ones you get at like Sonic?
Yeah, that's the Kelly Pickler.
Is it?
Yeah, that's Kelly Pickler ice.
Kelly Pickler.
Because she used to work at Sonic before she became famous, and that's the only ice cube. People will go to Sonic just because of those ice cubes. And she, when she got famous and stuff, that's the first thing she bought in her house was an ice machine that made that Sonic ice. So they call it the Kelly Pickler ice. That's what I call it.
That's weird.
It's just a weird fact of terminology that eats up my brain.
Well, I like that kind of ice too. This is like a hybrid. It's got you every once in a while you'll get that solid chunk that comes out, but then you got the other little pieces mixed in there.
Right.
But this one's got it's got the ice dispenser up top, and then it's got a big, huge ice tray down in the freezer for extra ice.
Uh-huh. Is it a side by side up top and then a middle drawer and then the freezer's on the bottom?
It doesn't have the middle drawer. It's just the freezer on the bottom.
Okay, so you got the two side by sides up top, the barn doors up top, and then the freezer down below.
Yeah, but this thing's like 36 inches wide.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is it counter depth?
Do
you know
counter depth?
Do you know what counter depth is?
Yeah. No, it's not standard. It comes out a little bit past the counters.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say it's counter depth. It's definitely not standard depth. So maybe it's just
standard depth would stick out past the countertop.
Okay, then it's standard depth.
Okay.
Anyway, stainless steel.
Very good. Is it true stainless steel?
It is. Yeah, it's stainless. Fingerprintless.
Did you put a magnet on it? See if it stuck?
Yes.
Did it stick?
Yeah.
It's not stainless steel then.
No, I never tried that.
Okay, well, there you go. There's another lesson for you.
Yeah, I was just going along with what you were saying. It's stainless plastic. I don't know what it is. Why does magnets not stick to stainless?
Magnets do not stick to 100% stainless steel.
Well, I guarantee it's not 100%. This thing was
Look, Trav, you don't understand. We spent a lot of money on this goddamn refrigerator. Stop picking it apart.
Yeah, I mean, now you're getting me paranoid. I'm gonna have to do put one of those little gauges up there or whatever that thing is.
The reason why I say about the stainless steel and the magnets is because you physically have to worry about on what they call a stainless steel refrigerator, the little rust spots, the little dots that you see. So if you put a magnet on it and it sticks, you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to have problems later on in life with this thing. Make sure you're using some kind of stainless steel cleaner all the time to keep it nice and oiled, almost like WD-40 on it all the time.
Yeah, she bought some kind of spray. I don't know what it is. She wanted to get the wipes, like coming in the little tubs, like the Clorox wipes, where they make them specifically for that. But she's like, you'll go through those things in a day. If you see one tiny little fingerprint, because I obsess over stuff like that.
I put it on top of the refrigerator for my dad because he'll sit there and wash his hands in the sink. This is where I live, right? This is my house. He washes his hands in the sink, goes like this, whips the water off, and then walks over to our refrigerator that doesn't have handles. You have to open the refrigerator. There's a hook on top, a divot in top where you can open it, and a divot underneath where you can open it. There's no handles on our refrigerator. It's nice and smooth. It's nice and clean. He'll sit there and wet hands and grab the whole entire thing, open it up, and then close it, and then let it go. And then you see these, I'll take pictures of it, these little runny sweat prints on the refrigerator that run down the refrigerator door all the time.
From his hands?
From his hands, because he washes his hands in the sink, goes like this. Now he's walking over the refrigerator with these damp hands and touches the top of the refrigerator with these wet hands, and it's just a drip mess. It looks like a crime scene sometimes.
Well, at least he's washing his hands.
Hey, well, he washes his hands because he doesn't want to get the typhoid fever like I had.
Well, so that was my next question. What did this? Where did this? Was this some bad? I know what it was.
What?
You got some funky sea monkey stuff in your infusion bottle, didn't you?
I don't, and that's another thing. Yes, we threw away. I say we threw away. Normally, I keep the water in my infusion jug for about a week, and for whatever reason, I was like I look at the water and it's nice and clear. And if it gets real cloudy, I'll throw everything away. And I was like it's not real clear. But here's the thing. When you take the top off of that jug, inside that lid, there's like black mold inside that lid.
Well, there you go.
And I was like well, Amy's freaking out. And she's like, we got to wash this. We have to neutralize this. We have to sanitize all this stuff. And I'm like, and I go, okay. So, so we did all that. Now we're into Monday now. Going into Tuesday, I'm still shitting my brains out. I don't have a fever. I just can't, and I barely ate. Within 4 days, I lost like 8 pounds.
Quite the diet.
It is. Look at me here on the YouTube video. Look how slim I am.
Wow. You ought to bottle that up.
Yeah, stick a tape.
Sell it on the internet.
So, all right, now this is what I want you to do. This is Tuesday going into Wednesday. I'm still crapping my brains out still have not urinated. I've urinated one time since Friday. Mm-hmm. So now I'm starting to get worried. I have no appetite. So in your computer there, type in diarrhea 5 days, no pee, no appetite.
Why do you make me keep spelling diarrhea over and over?
Cha-cha.
Diarrhea.
Cha-cha-cha.
5 days. No pee. And what was the other?
No appetite.
Diarrhea. Yeah, no appetite. Diarrhea, 5 days, no pee, no appetite.
What does the computer say?
Says you are gay and possibly pregnant.
No, wrong website.
Oh. Phil's back in the truck in.
Good.
Stomach virus.
Uh-huh.
Food poisoning.
Uh-huh.
Irritable bowel syndrome.
Okay.
Chronic diarrhea of infancy.
Mm-hmm.
Gastrointestinal disease. Do you have Crohn's disease?
No.
Gastroenteritis is what I would, if I were a doctor and you came into my office and threw all this stuff at me, I would say, hey, you got a case of gastroenteritis, which is a inflammation of the gastrointestinal tract.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's all it says? Is that the only option? Just take out everything and
so you're not looking at it's depression and anxiety.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Celiac disease.
Nope, that wasn't. There was one in there that had me petrified. I was like, this is it. This is the end. Do you see it in there anywhere?
I'm looking. Of course. Get your editing finger ready.
Tell your sister's kids to shut the fuck up.
Fuck them kids. And fuck you too.
Yeah.
Love that girl. Hold on a minute. You got me stumped on this one. I mean, this could be anywhere from
go ahead.
Renal failure to a four-headed tapeworm, cholera.
No.
You got cholera?
No, I don't think so. Put no pee for 5 days and see what it says. Just that alone.
No pee for 5 days.
Because
gonorrhea.
That's what spooked me the most.
You have an STD.
Right, because I'm a whore.
Well, you know, when you go long enough, maybe the horses out there start looking. Oliguria.
What else?
Block kidney stone.
No pains. No pains in my lower back or anything like that.
All right. Well, I'm kind of getting down to the bottom of the list here.
So one of the things when I put it all in, one of the things that it said was sepsis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Constant diarrhea, fever, which I had, and then no urination at all, meaning, you know, my kidneys aren't working. There's something wrong with me.
An acute kidney injury.
I don't know.
Of some sort.
I don't know what there's an infection in my body, and now the infection has gotten into my blood, and now I'm dealing with this problem. Mm-hmm. So the only reason why I bring this up is because two things. One, I told you about my friend who died of sepsis, where he was a hardcore, you know, like I said before the show, off air and everything, you know, he drank Jack Daniels all day long and Budweiser's all night long. Mm-hmm. He died of sepsis. But I going back in my mind, I'm trying to compare what he went through with what I was going through. But he would fall asleep and he would go into like shock, like septic shock. He would go into convulsion and stuff like that. I didn't go into any of that stuff. But what was scaring me was, you know, I told Amy, I said, you know, I haven't peed in like 5 days. And when I pee, it's just a trickle. And I said, the trickle's fine. It's nice, you know, lemonade color. It's not dark brown or anything like that. So I started freaking out. And this is like Tuesday going into Wednesday. And I said, let's give it one more day. You know, I'll take my Imodium and do all that stuff and continue the ritual that I'm on. Pounding Gatorades, regular water, Gatorade all day long. Maybe had like a sandwich or two, just a basic toast, peanut butter, bananas, that type stuff. What they call
the Elvis special.
Well, they call it the brat diet, which is bananas, rice, I don't know what A is, and then toast. Oh, applesauce and toast. So I've been doing the brat diet for a while outside of the applesauce. And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, and you know, she's continuing about her day because she's got the whole entire week off. She, you know, she's going to play with her horses. She comes back home. How you feeling? I'm fine. She goes away the next day, comes back home that afternoon. How you feeling? No, I'm fine. But the whole entire time I'm like going, you know, if I've got sepsis or what I think I consider sepsis, you know, I got, you know, they say you're dead in 30 days if it's not treated.
Probably quicker than that.
Well, and then I was thinking about my friend who passed away that had sepsis, and he had a spaz 3 days prior to him passing away. Now, not to get into your personal business, but you have a personal dealing with someone who had sepsis.
Oh my God! Everybody in this house has been septic. You know, my wife, what was going on with her? My daughter was septic at one point. Phil was septic at one point with stuff going on with him. So yeah, but the fact that you were improving, albeit small, if you're septic, you're only going to continue to get worse. You're not going to get better. But you were trending upward. So If you'd have called Dr. Shayne earlier, I would have put your mind at ease.
Well, I literally was sitting in the front room playing my video games on my big 103-inch, flat screen TV, and I'm sitting there in between
103, you say?
Yeah, 103.
Oh, okay.
And it's mounted to the wall. It's really heavy. And I'm sitting there playing the video games, and then, when you play Call of Duty, you get a break in between games while it loads up another game. And I'm sitting there going, God, I hope I make it to Friday so I can ask Shayne all these questions that if I'm going to live or not. So
you just picked up the phone. You know what I would have told you to do?
It would have ruined the show, though.
Oh, okay. But you know what I would have told you to do?
What?
Drink beer.
I thought
Best thing you can do.
I thought about it, and I was like going, well, the beer would have canceled out my white blood cells, and then I would have had absolutely nothing to fight off whatever was going on infectious-wise in my body.
How does beer cancel out your white blood cells? Don't tell me you've heard some kind of crazy stuff that beer kills white blood cells.
The ethyl methyl ketone or whatever that's in beer, in alcohol altogether, it doesn't have to be beer, is
methyl ketone.
What actually kills white blood cells or prevents white blood cells from reproducing.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, sorry.
Where did you read that?
Glamour magazine.
You are Glamour magazine. No, it doesn't do that. No. Look, if you're ever dehydrated and you want to start peeing again, you want to get. Did you know that people used to drink beer just to stay alive?
Yeah. To kill all the tapeworms and stuff in their body.
Yeah. No, drink beer. That will rehydrate you quicker than anything else.
Well, now Wednesday and the Thursday has come, and
you're starting to. So I wanted to ask you this too. You're going on day 2, day 3. Are you starting to get the shakes or the DTs?
Never had them
from not drinking anything.
Nothing. My body was so in shock with being dehydrated and stuff.
Okay.
I was shitting, chestnut and brownies and chestnut and brown color. It never went into that. So maybe that's a good thing. Maybe I'm not as bad as I think I am.
We're running out of color swatches to compare to.
All right. I got more color swatches coming up, so stick around. We'll be right back.
I guess what everybody's dying to know is why the hell didn't you go to the doctor?
Well, I'll tell you.
Yeah, stay off of the internet. I'm telling you, you can go down a rabbit hole, and then by the time you're done, you've got gonorrhea, syphilis, heart disease, 4 different types of cancer, and hoof and foot, mouth, whatever, anthrax.
Yeah. Mouth and hoof disease.
Yeah, but I was just farting a lot. That was all my only symptoms. Doesn't matter. Got all those.
The funny part was we were laying in bed a couple days ago when this whole thing was going on, and we were laying in bed, and she's got the cat on her chest, and we're watching TV, and we got the dog over there. She's sleeping. It's like 9 o'clock at night, and she looks at me, and she goes, "Did you fart?" And I go, "Babe, if I fart, these sheets are going to be covered in fucking nougats, all right?" There's no air coming out of this ass. It's only
gonna look like an espresso machine exploded in here.
Exactly. I said there's no farting coming out of this body. The only thing coming out of this body is fucking Augustus Gloop soup.
Texas tea. Oh. This entire show has been about your...
I know.
Look, if the ratings weren't bad before, just hold on a minute.
But it's the things that we have to deal with, Shayne.
That's true. But that can hit you at any age, That really could.
Well, it's all the what is the book, the 20 questions you were afraid to ask about sex, or 20 questions about sex that you were afraid to ask, or something like that.
Everything you ever wanted to know about sex,
but we're afraid to ask. There you go. Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta get another beer.
All right, hold on. Take it down.
And then I might have to do the.
Well, do that now.
Yeah, let me do that now.